Baby, come to me and let me pet your little ass.
6-car pile up on Cum Road this evening.
Scared the hell out of a lot of people, I think, because
Scaring the hell out of me just having to hear about it.
to impress me, this person was like, look at my friend's tit at the Olive Garden, and it's like, good for you, I guess.
Back in the dungeon.
I was told not to terrify people with my inside or outside voice today, kids.
All of your voices are terrifying.
Well, I mean, I can't help it. I mean, I'm the one who gets, not paid to come scream into a microphone every week for pure joy.
We never said screaming per se.
I mean, if I'm roping, I'm screaming. You know how it is.
Folks, we're back. We're back in the dungeon.
We are finally back home. Oh, no, we're back from heaven. We visited heaven, and now we're in hell.
Yeah, it's hell.
No, we're still
the
in
anxiety
hell.
and the stress is
Oh,
back.
my God.
At an all-time high.
Like, literally walking back into work, I felt it go and just
Your
shoot
dick
right
go
up.
back inside you?
My dick shrunk inside of me. My blood pressure went up 40 points just looking at
Nothing
the
wrong
outside
with
of
that.
my work. It was terrible. I felt
That sick feeling
I felt
in
my
your stomach when you
arteries
see
fill up
your
with
job
plaque.
that you hate.
Oh, God. Nothing like coming back into your crap town.
I
and
can't
seeing
smell
your-
bagels anymore because they remind me of walking into Chuck E. Cheese as a 16-year-old just trying to earn a paycheck to buy rap
Smelling all
CDs
them
at the Best
fucking
Buy.
bagels. I saw a small child that lives in my neighborhood today come at me and she goes, I'm eating a donut. And her mom goes, it's just a bagel. She put cream cheese on it. She thinks it's a donut because she put the cream cheese on the top.
Little things in life.
Isn't
That
it
is
just
kind
the
of a
best?
donut.
If it is, if you think
I'm with
about
that
it.
little girl.
I'll call it a New York donut.
I'll call it a pile of shit. It should have been like, kid, you're eating a pile of shit.
Yeah, that's what I want to do to the kids in my neighborhood. Be the guy that's known running around going, kid, you're eating a pile of shit.
Just every kid.
Earlier this week, a bunch of kids were running around the neighborhood with Minecraft swords, and they came up and chopped all my limbs off.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's
I've heard
fine.
crime is out of control.
Crime is out of control in my neighborhood. Between the rampant packs of children with the Minecraft swords and the rampant packs of dogs, there's no way anyone can survive out there. You have to pick loyalty to a side, and nobody makes it easy.
Pick dogs.
Well, like when you're watching a movie and it's one of those things that kind of makes you side with the villain a little bit. Where
that's
you're
every
like,
movie to me.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a
I
horrible
want
fuck.
to be the villain.
You are a horrible fuck.
Because I play the superhero in my real life.
Yeah, because you're that guy that went and saw The Dark Knight in theaters and was like, man, the Joker is such a misunderstood character. I relate to him on a deeply
Me and
complex
all the
level.
other thousands of kids.
Boy, don't we just live in a society.
Yeah, boy, don't we just live in a society.
I just had to live in a society.
This is the Dapper Dad.
Yes, it is. Welcome everybody to the
56.
56th. This cavalcade of shit show has gone on for 56 weeks. 65th six shots on this week's episode.
Oh boy,
That's a
throwback
hark
right?
back.
Yeah, I don't even remember where that came from.
6 shots of liquor.
On this one, we will do promotions, which would be like you going on the World Wide Web and typing in www.thedapperdads.com.
For informative purposes.
From there, you can buy shirts. I would recommend you do so.
We have a fantastic line of clothing that covers your naked body so that people
Some
don't
of it.
stare at it in public.
We only carry the garments that will allow you to Daffy Duck around your apartment complex.
There is no reason that I should not be receiving millions of pictures at 402-732-7737 of you Winnie the Poohing it around the kitchen at 3 in the morning.
Please do.
Chugging a glass of milk followed promptly by a cold bush light.
The only way to properly present a penis to anyone is with a t-shirt, or I prefer short sleeve button-up
button-up.
shirt. Get it in that little triangle.
Only
area
best
at the
if you
bottom.
only thing that makes that
Hard to do.
certain scenario better is if you have the wife beater on underneath. You got that little bit of the fabric right above the dick, but it's all sweaty from being in
It
your
covers
waistband
that
all day.
It covers the part of hair that goes too far up to your shaft. You
Yeah.
can say.
Yeah.
Those tricky little ones.
Yeah, the tricky
How
ones you try
far
to-
up should they be going?
Should I believe halfway up your dick? Like thick, full hair halfway up your
Yeah.
dick.
Like a werewolf
Like
cock.
like you got to grease up your buzzers before you get up in shaving that forest.
Oh yeah, or you could be 16, get some trimmers for the first time, and think this must work on balls.
No, it does
and
not.
Have it
You
pinch
just cut your balls
pinch.
a lot.
Oh,
Nothing like it.
Mine
Yeah,
get
and it
cut a
doesn't-
lot anyway
It doesn't
on
matter how much you
day-to-day.
smooth out your nutsack, you're still nicking it every time.
Boy, learning how to shave your balls is an art form.
It is. It's not for the faint of heart. Let me tell you
No,
that.
it's not for
Ever
for
seen
tomfoolery.
ever seen someone shave their balls before?
Have I seen someone shave their balls?
Yeah, like have you ever like walked in like a gym locker room and seen a gentleman shaving
What
his
kind of
nutsack?
gyms are you going to?
Planet Fitness.
Shout out to sponsor Planet Fitness.
There is
They've been
absolutely-
putting stickers on your car. Now
Yeah,
come
they
see a man
have.
shave his balls in the fucking locker room.
You see it and you're like $10 a month, and then you go in there and it is just like so many men without
Shaving
shame
their
in there.
balls.
It's like there is.
Well, yeah, it's
like,
$10 a month.
But I mean, like it's not a public bathroom, and it's like people treat.
I
it
don't
as
know
such.
who's like, wow, what a
You ever seen
refreshing
'em-
workout. My heart rate's up. I should be shaving my balls.
You
now.
ever seen somebody dry off their like dick and balls in a hand dryer in a public bathroom?
No, I'm always peeing into
It is
them.
nightmarish to see, let me tell you. And like it's one of those things where like you want to like do a double take and make
Yeah.
sure that you saw, but then you're like, Christ, I'm the guy staring at the dude drying off his nutsack.
I mean, anytime I see a penis, I'm surprised. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and it doesn't matter if it's
There's
your
not
buddies
a lot
or
of times
my
that
own.
I'm
I'm like,
prepped.
oh,
yeah,
fuck.
I'm most surprised.
Oh, man,
at
when
my
we
own.
were
like,
when
I
we-
thought this was bigger.
But when we were swimming in the river and we came back to shower on the second
yeah,
day,
we came.
No, I ripped those shorts off. I looked down. I was nightmare
Oh,
dick
yeah.
game. It was
River.
a horrible dick game. All that cold river water just
all the sand in your pee hole.
gets you all pale and shrunken. It's just like Jesus. There's no coming back from this.
There's no coming. I'll
You
tell
look
you
at
that
it and you're
much.
thinking, am I ever going to be erect again?
I feel like mine was impressive at some point during that weekend.
No, that can't be right.
I showed everyone,
God, we
but it was dark.
Did we ever end up getting a final tally on the beer dart? Who won that?
We'll get into it in a minute. Promotion.
Right, yeah.
Email us at dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com with whatever the fuck you want to email.
We've asked for so many things in the past, but
Yes,
at this
we've
point we
asked
will
for
take
things.
anything you want to send us. We love getting stuff from you guys. It's always something new, fun, and exciting we always get. I will
Yeah.
say that. We got a lovely submission today from a listener that probably doesn't want us saying their name about it, but they definitely
We're gonna.
they definitely
Full
did.
government name.
They did a for sure dad worthy event out in public.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely.
Are
be
we
getting
bad
it.
influences?
We're dads. We can't be bad influences. I
my
mean,
dad's
it's
a bad
supposed to
influence.
balance out. Like your mom is always like, well, go ask your father if he's not too drunk.
But
you
there's
know?
no mom here, so we're just the full uncut fathers.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely
I'm
uncut. I'll tell you that
I'm
much.
cut.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
We've
too.
been over
Yeah,
this.
we've been over
Yeah,
this.
see,
We've
you
talked about the cut of our dick.
flip. Whip it out already. I gotta get a glimpse at this
I
warlock.
mean, you could have seen it in the river.
half
but-
cut, half uncut.
Oh, can you
just
imagine
in case.
just that fucked up scar?
I mean, we want to talk dick scars.
Ugh.
Call us at 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Call or text anything. We got a text. We'll take a phone call. If it's voicemail, we'll play it on the show.
Love a good voicemail.
Love a good voicemail. Last voicemail was great. Try to beat that voicemail.
Yeah.
Tell us your secrets.
We've been asking for secrets, but people have
yeah.
been just a little bit too shy
People
coming
are
forward.
hesitant to
You
tell
can
secrets.
be anonymous about it.
www.thedapperdads.com. You can click on submit by the top and then put in a bunch of fake shit and send us an anonymous submission while you're buying t-shirts. Everything's right there for you.
I will say for some first-time listeners, we did have someone submit a secret a long time ago about they felt the gist of it was they felt that they had wished or like magically put some awful harm on someone because they pissed them off one day or something like that, and they were completely anonymous. I still have no idea who that person was,
Keeps us
but
up at night.
I think about them. If you're still listening to
Keeps
the show,
us
I
up
think
in each
about you
other's
often.
arms.
Yeah.
We think about you every day.
Whenever we drive back to and sleep on the porch, we
I
just
feel like
hold
we're
each
gonna
other.
bleep that out.
Yeah, but it's yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's too specific.
I
Then
like
it's gonna
being
get
good
all
business.
booked up.
Yeah, true, and yeah,
Can't
we can't
fucking
have
have
people
it.
coming out trying to
I don't
see us
want
out there.
anyone who listens to this to be like, I know what you guys are talking about because I also went to the cabin. That's only for us.
Only for the dads.
and the nuns.
And us
the
and the
nuns
nuns.
and the dads.
And whoever likes to live out in the shed.
But yes, I don't know where we were going with this.
I have no
also
idea.
follow us on Twitter at DapperDads. We tweet things. As
Go on
one
Instagram.
is-
We post pictures.
Yeah, Instagram at dapperdadspodcast. We post beautiful pictures of our faces, and whatever else we see fucking fit. Just
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's not much that we see.
We are
fit 'cause
live from the internet right now, so do other internet things.
Yes,
and,
much internet things like clicking and downloading.
clicking and downloading. The true escape.
You ever just click so much and you just get a little tingle out of it?
Yeah, that's all I really do. Just a lot of clicking and clacking. I don't like being on my phone internet. I like to be on the computer.
See, I'm the
you
opposite.
You get the big internet.
I like the big internet and the small device.
No,
Big knowledge, small device.
I'm old. I have to be on my computer with a cup of coffee and an angry face looking at all the...
What is something that you still consider yourself to do in like the old-fashioned way? That's something somebody brought up with me. See, that's something somebody brought up with me this week. They're like, do you consider yourself old-fashioned in any way? And it's something I had to think about a little bit. You know, do you consider yourself like old-fashioned in any kind of way?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, yeah, I prefer to be on the computer, internet. I don't like phones in general. Sometimes I get so angry when I'm doing things, and I'm like, get off of your fucking phone.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like an old man like that. I don't know. There's probably a bunch of shit. I feel like all the things I know, like Photoshop and shit.
Yeah.
I just learned enough to get there, and then I just completely turned it off. And I know it's one of those things where like you're doing shit like the long way, but you're like, it's the only way I know, and I won't be told a different, more efficient way to learn. I'm like that a lot. I take in enough knowledge to get maybe good at something or mediocre at something, then I'm like, no more, I'll figure it out.
See, I take in enough knowledge to get really good at it for probably like a week, and then forget entirely and move on to something else.
See, I never forget anything. It's a curse.
Also a blessing.
I don't think so.
There's actually a condition for that. I remember because I remember as a kid seeing on the Today Show, they were like, "This person remembers evering that's happened to them over the last 35 years." They can
I don't
tell you
get like that, but I can like sometimes people will be like, what day was this happened?" And I'll be like, "Oh, it was like October 3rd. I was wearing my pew 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 shirt. You were wearing your gray striped shirt.
See, I'm not that good.
Driving in the car, I was listening to Frank Ocean, which is a given.
Yeah, I mean, we're always listening to Frank.
We're always perpetually listening
Boy,
to Frank
did I
Ocean.
not sob to Frank Ocean this past week.
Boy, did we all not sob to Frank Ocean.
I was really drunk when that happened. What happened exactly? Did I just start sobbing?
Yeah, and then you go, I'm just crying to Viking by Frank Ocean. It got so uncomfortable that I couldn't look at you a lot because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I have that a lot where I'm like, I don't know how to process other people's emotions.
I don't even know what, man. It just hit me, man. It's just, I mean, I'm sure you got a Frank Ocean tattoo. You're telling me you've never just had those moments where you're like listening to him and he just like,
yeah,
like you just
why I have
it?
a Frank Ocean tattoo.
Yeah, man, I just got it in that moment.
I think everybody cried a little bit at different points.
Oh yeah, we all did.
Cried tears of laughter
It's the last time
in the river.
Yeah,
I feel like that's one of the Frank Ocean songs I don't cry to, but
I don't get weak in the knees. Just sobbing.
Yeah, it's hard to yell.
Gotta give you what you can't handle.
It's hard to yell. I don't get weak in the knees while you're crying like
I don't get weak in the knees.
Why am I crying?
Gotta give me what you can't handle.
What do you do, old Timey? You churn your own butter. I know that much.
Oh yeah, I churn,
but just
churn
for
my
fun.
own butter, hand crank my own electricity.
You hand crank a lot of things.
Galvanize my own tires.
Of course. I don't know another way to
perform my
especially
own,
after you see them growing on the farm. You can't
perform my own self-drip iodine test routinely.
Perform open heart surgery.
I give myself my own cod liver oil.
That's
walk on down to the Procter & Gamble and have myself fitted for a nice pair of suspended underpants.
Suspended underpants.
Who doesn't like a good pair of suspended underpants?
Mine are always slipping down.
I do enjoy.
Give me the number of your guy.
I mean,
I assume he'll be fondling me quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. You have to get a good ball measurement for your suspended underpants. I get right up in my guy's face and I say, I can't have my fucking balls out when I'm doing whippets. Because that's the official outfit of the Whippet Championship 2018.
Suspended underpants.
Suspended underpants. So what I'm picturing is like some nice boxer briefs, like long leg version, down to the knee, like the runner's type,
Boxer briefs? I'm picturing old timey boxers. Like when you see
like
your
the
grandpa,
striped ones?
when you see your grandpa in boxers and they're
Like
so big for some reason.
The white
you're
puffy
like,
ones?
He's not that big.
Yeah.
Even like the plaid ones, you're just like,
Where
why
you
are they
like,
so? Yeah, they're so long and roomy. What do you got in there? Is it the old balls?
Like this guy's got like a 36-inch waist. How come this looks like it used to house a Soviet tank?
I know he's got the beer belly, but this isn't adding up at all.
Oh man, so like that's one of those looks that like trips me out when I see like big dudes with big bellies with their pants pulled up over them. Do those dudes wear their underwear at their natural waist, or do you think they pull it up over their stomach?
No, you got to wear it at your natural waist.
You gotta, because like
That's
I can't imagine being a dude wearing his underwear at his hip like that.
That's what my dad always told me. He's like, you wear your pants too low, like your underwear, like my waist is always maybe lower than others, and he's like, you wear them like a old man with a beer belly. And as I'm getting older and the belly is growing full of beers, I'm like, this does make sense. And now it pushes the waistband down sometimes. And I have the old elastic one, so it pushes the waistband down and the waistband doesn't bounce back. And then you're always frantically trying to fix it in case someone sees your fat gut pushing your underwear around all weird.
Man, I remember as a much heavier younger man constantly having my ass crack out because pants just didn't fit right. Yeah. I mean, how often were you seeing my ass crack
I know
around?
you and a 5-year-old child who have opposite issues where they just can't deal with the ass crack. Yours is that it's too big, it's just blossoming out. His is that he's too tiny and there's no pants that fit him right. So there's always just butt cracks out.
Yeah. See,
you guys should get together, talk it out.
Talk about some. How old is he? 3, 4?
He's like 5. One time, I can't remember what I said I pee in pools around him because I like to say weird things to the kids. And he goes, if you peed in a pool around me, I would jump out and eat pizza all day. And I was like, you fucking got
bad luck. Yeah,
out.
I mean, what's the problem with that's what you should be doing?
Yeah. Next time someone pees in a pool, I'm gonna be, oh, fucking get out and just eat a whole
Order
pizza.
a bunch of Little
Holy
Caesars.
Shit.
All for you. It shows up. Everyone's like, sweet. You're like, fuck you. You peed in the pool.
Yeah, they're like, sweet. Little Caesars delivered that? And I'm like, yeah, it's because you peed in the pool like a disgusting fuck.
They felt bad for me, so they brought me free
They're
crazy
like,
bread.
someone's peeing in the pool, we'll bring you the hot and ready.
Oh my God, are you okay, sir? Do you have a
They're
blanket
either
to wrap
hot
yourself
nor
in?
ready.
That pool was hot and ready for
Full of hot piss.
just the pool
Every
sitting there pissing me.
Every time you pee in water, do you have that little thought about the bullshit with it turning blue? I always have a thought of like, what if this is real?
What if this is the pool?
I want to open a pool one day.
Because it's good. Because now we're way too old to be doing that shit. So it's like,
no, it just makes sense.
I mean, it makes
sense. How many
sense,
times I
but
peed in that river?
Oh God, I think I didn't
portion
stop
of
peeing
the
in that
Mississippi.
river.
I peed like 6 times.
I peed a lot. It's being in the warm water. It's being submerged
it's
in
just
that.
free.
Especially when we were
It's
night.
hard to go back to peeing.
Well, when we were night swimming, it's like, you're just in that warm water because it was heated by the sun all day.
I did it the most when we were in there for 3 hours somehow.
I didn't even know we were in there for 3 hours. That was nuts.
I told you it was either 15 minutes or several hours, and it was several hours.
Yeah.
That felt like 15 minutes.
How many clamshells did we end up finding?
If I had to ballpark it, the ones I picked up with my toes and threw, at least 40.
You just couldn't
Not
stop
even
finding
kidding.
them.
At least 40.
And we definitely kept
At
grabbing
least.
those things in the sand. I kept feeling them as we were like digging for them.
I grabbed a lot of things.
We definitely don't paint a great picture of ourselves.
I got at least 50 mosquito bites. I'm not even
Your
exaggerating
feet
that number.
look fucked up. Like
On
they
some
look
of
like a
my
real
toes-
fucked up Monty Python
On
foot.
some of my toes, I have 8 mosquito bites on a toe.
On like a small toe or the big
On
toe?
like
Like the middle toe?
Yeah, like the one next to the big toe. I
Flick
have
me off
8.
with your middle finger mosquito toe.
It's finally getting back to normal size, and I pray that it does.
Can you like
but it's
flex your
not.
toes at all right now?
Yeah, they're good. They're a little itchy right now, but God, that day after.
And man, I'm
I
not gonna say I wasn't getting bit up, but like, man, I don't know what it is. Like, I just did
I
not
have
walk
that
away with
fucking
any
blood
bites.
type, and then because it got to a point the last night when we were sitting around the fire, they were biting me so viciously that like any other scenario, I would have been like, I have to go inside. And I thought about it. I was like, I can't bring this party inside. And you just got to double down and be like, well, this is what it is. And I did pay for it.
At one point, I turned on my phone light to check for something, and it was just my feet just were littered with mosquitoes.
That's what I mean. And then I wasn't wearing shoes, which I was thinking when we were doing it, I was like, I can't remember the last time I was just walking around barefoot for so long. That's why I don't do it, because I have 8 mosquito bites on my middle toe. That was the first day. It looks crazy, like a heroin junkie.
We gotta find some kind of like home remedy to like slather your feet in.
I promise you, I've tried everything. Like,
have you made
Googled.
salves?
Yes. Yeah.
Potions?
Potions, not
Lotions?
so much. My potions are more targeted towards love, and that's not working either.
Rub a bunch of chicken shit on your feet?
I don't have the chickens, but I've done a banana. They say open a banana peel, a fresh one, rub it on your mosquito bites. Nothing.
Deodorant?
Nothing. Put the X on them. Take a hot spoon. They say heat up a spoon over the stove.
What's wrong with you?
Because it's supposed to you're supposed to get it as hot as you can. Put it on your mosquito bite, and something with the heat like completely zaps it. But no, I just burned myself with spoons, and I'm still in the same boat.
If I walked into your house and I saw you like heating up spoons on your stove, I'd be like, crackhead.
Not heroin related, I promise.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just mosquito bite.
That's what it is. That's what
it is.
I'm like, opiates? Really?
I'm like addicted to heroin. I'm like, look at all these mosquito bites on my feet.
Look at all these
where
lattes.
I shoot up.
Oh God, that sounded disgusting.
They've all been struggles since the cabin.
Yeah.
I can't shit right, pee right, poop right,
I
shit right.
I ain't been pissing right ever since I was pissing in the river.
Yeah, it's just freeing. It makes it hard to pee normal again once you've just been peeing in water.
Yeah, because you feel like you should just be able to pee freely all the time.
You should. I don't get what the big deal is. Did you hear somewhere else in like France or something? They put in urinals on the street because people won't stop peeing in the streets.
I mean, it's smart. If people aren't going to stop, you might as well accommodate to it.
But it's just a urinal. It's not even like a covered.
I mean, somebody's definitely going to shit in those.
Oh, I'm itching to shit.
Itching to shit in a French urinal?
Itching to shit in a French urinal.
So if the Dapper Dads do France someday, you definitely are going to shit in a street urinal?
I mean, I think in France you can do a lot of crazy shit.
I don't know. I feel like I would
They're
love
like
to go
real
to France someday.
Sexual and hairy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting all up in some French culture over there. Man, I think we would appreciate some French culture, some good French cooking.
I love a baguette.
Who doesn't love a baguette? I want to do the full experience. I want to wear the sweater on the bike with the baguette and the basket and the hat and the scarf.
A mustache?
Oh, hell yeah, the mustache. Sit there, smoke a cigarette. Sit there and smoke a cigarette indignantly and be like, life is terrible.
I want to meet the skunks from the cartoon.
I have a skunk.
One's a cat.
I have a skunk that lives in my neighborhood, and I smell it all the time, but I'd never seen it. And then I was very recently walking a friend out to their vehicle late at night, and I saw the little fella scampering
late night
around.
Friend?
Yeah, a late night friend. And I saw the little fella scampering around, and we decided to name him Peppy. And in my drunken stupor at 2 a.m, I was like,
Peppy, come to me and let me pet your little ass.
And it did.
It did not. It ran away much faster than I thought skunks could run. So I feel like if a skunk was inclined to chase me or like come after me for something, the race by Take-A would probably start, and then you just see like a skunk run out of nowhere.
His friend's snitching on him.
Peppy very hard.
My woodchuck scenario, the dog got it.
She finally got it?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd that turn out?
They just tussled. He like did a couple flips, and then they both froze, and I also froze, and I was screaming because she's good. Like, she'll listen a lot, but not when, like, we taught her how to listen, but not when it matters.
I mean,
you know
like,
what I mean?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a wild animal.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
that's
all
there is
wild
to
animals.
it.
So we all
about it.
froze, and then it started. It's so slow, so ballsy, but so slow. So it started moving again. She grabbed it again. And I was like, no, no! I was just screaming in
Your
the yard,
neighbors
and
are
then
just
it got
watching
away.
you.
Yeah, I mean, I've frequently screaming in my yard, but different scenarios.
When I want to say like 10, 11 years old, this was right after my parents got divorced. My dad was staying with somebody, and he had a dog named Tally, and Tally was a chow, the dogs with the blue tongues, and just a beautiful dog. And there was a neighborhood cat, and we called him Tom because he was a tomcat. And he was like the biggest bastard you ever saw. He was always like beating up on other cats and killing birds and
Real
chipmunks
piece
and
of
everything.
shit.
Just like a real like alley cat. When you think about like a
Fucking a bunch of
cartoonish like
cats.
think about like a
So
cartoonish
loud.
like
And your parents
just
say they're
pissing on
fighting.
everything. Yeah. They're just having a real angry hug, kids.
Nowadays, I fight a lot too myself.
Yeah, ever since I saw those cats have sex, that's the only way I can do it.
I saw those hummingbirds at the cabin. They were either fighting or
Those
fucking.
dragonflies were having sex on Cole's belly in the river.
Weren't we all?
I was trying to.
Yeah. He kept playing out so
Yeah,
seductively.
man, at
Where the
one
water
point,
was
Matt the
just
God was
smashing
just...
his ass.
Remember when he was just like crawling up on the beach?
Yeah,
at one
and we
point?
started to try to throw rocks in his
Well,
ass.
yeah, I mean, because his ass was just
Surprisingly,
right
we only
there.
drove 2 boats away.
Yeah, well,
Shout out the Eliminator.
Yeah, shout out
You've been
Yeah,
eliminated.
get your eliminator out of here,
Oh,
motherfucker.
what was that old show that people didn't stop quoting until like a week ago? That game show with that old British lady. What the fuck am I thinking of? People would always say it. For some reason, saying the Eliminator made me think of it.
Oh,
You something. I don't know.
what the fuck? I know what you're talking. It's
Yeah.
got the lady with the short hair and the glasses.
That was a
You've been-
horrible thing. You know how many things people just never stop saying, and you're like, what the fuck?
I don't even know what that was called anymore.
I know. I think it's the name is what she says. Something. But
I don't know.
fucking old pieces of shit just quote things forever. Like when you meet someone who still quotes Austin Powers, and you're like, why haven't we put you all down?
Nothing like somebody in all serious telling you something's shagadelic,
Yeah.
baby.
Stuck in, what, 2000?
Oh,
98?
behave.
Oh, I hate that even happened.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
that I did it.
people-
I want you to put
know.
me down now.
I wish I could, but
just
we
throw,
have
just
a mildly successful brand.
Just
to
give me to the
occasionally
river.
win. You know, that's a good
I
way for you
want-
to go. You have to suffer.
Could you actually?
You have to go back to the
I-
river the second night.
Can
with
I
the
make?
garbage?
Can I make a statement on the show right now?
I wish you would.
I'm going to anyway. I want to say that when I die, I need you to take me out to the cabin and perform a Viking funeral with the dads on the river. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I don't see another way.
But make
with
sure
your
the
body.
Make sure the flaming boat goes into the garbage part.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Is that a boat made out of PBR cans?
All these boats of garbage, and that one's on fire. Right midday when all the families are out.
That'll
We don't
be the
go to
last
the
book
right
of my
side. We just walk
autobiography.
straight down the middle and put your body
Excuse
on a couple of
pardon us,
skids.
he is heavy. Excuse us.
He got heavier in his later years.
Kurt's still running on the sand. He's like, fuck, because he forgot his
I
slide.
physically can't do this.
That's what he said at one point. I was really worried.
Yeah, a little exaggerated, but there's two different boats for you. We're like, we cut him in half. Part of us wanted to see what it was like.
It's a
but
60-foot
also he's
person. You gotta
heavy.
have two boats. You gotta put me on a barge, and then you gotta light it on fire.
Oh, that sounds like a good time.
You gotta put me on a barge, and then shoot flaming arrows into the barge until it blows up.
I'm thinking just Roman candles.
I'm thinking Kurt's got to swim out to the boat and punch the fuel line, and then you just got to take a cigarette and then throw
But
it into
he's
the
smoking
water.
a cigarette while he does it, so he does too.
Yeah, because
Right,
he
two
gets
for
covered
one.
in oil.
He's always covered.
Well, they say in a proper Viking funeral, you have to have all your worldly possessions with you so that you can take them into Valhalla. So I obviously want to take my sweet little baby boy to Valhalla with me, so he's got to get covered in fuel and come with me too.
Yeah. He's just covered in cum.
Yeah.
This dead man's cum. That's my island.
Because everybody gives me a 21 rope and salute at my funeral.
Next time on that river, I'm bringing a life vest and we're finding an island.
I feel like we need more than a life vest.
You do what you have to do.
Flippers? Get some feet flippers?
No, that's only going to hold me back. Flippers in that slimy sand.
I just feel like there's a lot of current and we're not going to be able to swim across to an island.
I don't think there's any science to back that.
I think there's a lot of science considering I got somewhat far out, and the second I got not tall enough to stand in the sand anymore, I could feel myself floating away.
Well, in a life vest, you'll be able to float, and then you just find a different
But you'll
island.
float with the current.
And then you find
You'll just float down river. But then how do we get
There's an
back?
island. You're on an island.
We'll
Why
go
do you
back-
want to get back?
Because we'll have to get back to where our stuff is.
No, you bring beers with you in a backpack and a speaker.
Is that speaker still working?
It does. It does.
It does work? Question mark.
It does, but when you move it, it's just loose in there.
We threw it.
I
several
threw
times.
it. You spiked it into the ground, and in the moment, I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then the next day, when I lifted it up, I was like, "I wish that hadn't happened." It was one of those things where you're like, "I'll chalk it up to the evening." Because also, then it hit me, in a sober moment where I was like, "What if you would have spiked it and then the music ended? We would have just been dead because we were screaming.
We were relying on that
songs."
thing.
But yeah, you spiked it. It also smells like, I don't know, meat and men. And there's a lot of sand in it still.
I'm really
I think
curious
there's
about where
chew in it.
Oh, there's got to be. I still can't believe he ate that. Can we talk about this?
I mean, there'll be video of it. Yeah,
There wasn't video of it.
I have video of it.
Did you take video? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we did. So we decided it would be a good idea to try to have some drunken roundtable discussion.
Yeah.
And at one point, okay, so over the course of the weekend, Kurt decided it would be a great idea because he is being influenced by an outside gang to buy a can of dip, a real can of chaw. So we all decided as men that we were going to try it. The first night I tried it, I was not a big fan, but then I was dared to have it in my mouth for 10 minutes, and me not being a bitch, I went ahead and did it. But the true fact of not being a bitch came from when Kurt decided to take several large pinches and put it on a piece of garlic toast and then eat it. And if I can't even begin to explain to you what a man looks like when he's trying to
It's a
choke
struggle.
down some chew.
I don't have the full video because
Did you at least get footage of him crying, like the tears running down his face as he was eating it?
He was just perpetually crying, I think. So, yeah, we got it. I didn't think he would throw up, but
Right away like that? Because he
Yeah.
sure did.
yeah.
A lot of vomit from him this weekend. Now that I
Both
think about
times. That was the big thing that I couldn't clean up that I was worried about, allegedly, was that first night puke that was just two huge hunks of... This motherfucker just stood up and puked instead of going somewhere where you should puke. But
I mean, he's got a habit of excreting bodily fluids where he shouldn't, from what I hear.
yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Not wrong about a lot of things, it turns out.
But yeah, I mean, I don't even know, man. It's just a whirlwind.
Just want to go back.
It's just a whirlwind of emotions.
It really is. That's about how it is whenever the dads get more than two men together in a group, and it's just a whirlwind of emotions anyway.
Yeah, you say that all the time
Yeah, because it's true.
because you're constantly around all these men.
I like being around men. Camaraderie is a good thing.
Yeah, camaraderie.
Nothing like some good camaraderie.
Camaraderie. I keep thinking about that goddamn video that you just tagged us in with that guy eating all
Eating
those
all those
burgers.
cheeseburgers.
1,460 cheeseburgers a year.
And what I love most is when he's like, well, that's got to be how many I eat in 5 years. And she's like, try a year.
What an unreasonable way to demonstrate how many burgers.
What's
he
worse
eats.
is that there was burgers in the
I know,
containers, and he goes, oh, there's burgers in those.
Okay,
Like he was sad about the amount of burgers he couldn't eat.
This is some fucking Facebook show or whatever the fuck.
I don't know what it's
It
like
says
intervention,
it's a TV
but
show.
it's not. Like
It was like now something. I don't know. But what it is this man is eating 4 burgers a day.
for his meals.
For
That's
his
what
meals.
He eats.
He just eats a burger, but 4 times a day.
It's apparently a plain burger.
Yeah.
Because at
that's
the
what
end
I
of the
was
video,
like,
they had him get a burger with just lettuce on
I
it,
know.
and he
And
acted
he still
like
went cheeseburger. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's not fair.
it's got to be a
fucking
hamburger with lettuce.
And the struggle of that man trying to eat a lettuce burger was upsetting.
It was
upsetting
revolting
part.
to be 100%.
And then it kind of felt like because they make him, and it's so over dramatic. They're like, what I want you to do is order a burger with just lettuce on it, and he's like, in his like post interview thing, he's like, I was getting very anxious. I was so nervous about ordering that burger with just
like,
lettuce
can you
on it."
imagine how
You think
white
they
you
would
gotta be?
like,
The white privilege you gotta have to be like, I'm stressed about getting lettuce on my
know.
burger. Well, and then
And you think they would be like, just no burgers?
what I also love
No
is, don't even
burgers.
eat a burger.
Yeah,
Like, do
'cause
you
then-
remember when they had the one with the lady that was eating just cheesy potatoes for food all
Yeah.
the time? And she tried to eat a Brussels sprout? Like, they weren't like, oh, have just a plain potato with
I
no
know.
cheese. They were like, Brussels sprout whore.
Yeah, go
like,
bigger,
and then
go
she
home.
tried puking. Like, it's not like they even tried to feed the guy like some glazed carrots or something. It's have a burger with lettuce on
And
it.
then they're
I
like,
love too much lettuce on my sandwiches.
then
It's
they were
so
like, then they were
good.
like eating. He's like chewing it forever, and he's like, after I chewed it for a while and I swallowed it, I was like,
And I
"You know
realized
what?
I wasn't gonna
It's not-
die. I
yeah,
realized
it's not the
that
end of the
bad."
day, And then it seemed like that's all they were gonna do. They were like, see, you can do it. You can eat burgers with just lettuce. So eat 4 burgers a day,
But with
you
some
put
fucking
lettuce
vegetables
on
on
it,
'em.
and then you know what? You're gonna be
I love in the
okay.
beginning of the clip, his wife was like, "I'll stand with them through anything, but not this." It's like that's not a good wife. If she's
how-
not willing to see you through a burger
Yeah.
addiction,
Well, they don't
Come on.
say it when you get married. It's not like in sickness and health
and
in 4 burgers
and
a
food
day,
addiction, yeah.
which should be.
What would
added,
be like?
honestly.
Okay, what would be like something like if you had a partner and they had like an odd eating habit? What's like an odd eating habit you couldn't put up with? You feel like what would be like?
I don't even know.
I mean, like what would you think? What would be like too much? Because this girl's going like the burgers are too much.
Well, I mean, anyone eating 4 burgers a day.
So if you
I
had a
think
partner
would be-
eating 4 burgers a day,
Yeah.
that would be too much for you.
Yeah, that's every single day. You only eat 4 burgers.
I mean, I'm just asking, is that too much for you?
Yeah.
As a person,
I think anyone eating the same meal several times a day exclusively is concerning.
it
in
is
any-
concerning.
any
Yeah, like you hear about
manner.
people that live off of like nothing but pizza constantly. They just go
Yeah.
to different pizza
I
places.
know those people.
I wish I was one of those people.
I could be one of those people. There's a lot of varieties
Just
of pizza.
cheese, meat, and
A
wheat.
fucking burger 4 times a day.
Cheese, meat, and wheat.
I can't eat
the same
4,
thing.
4 burgers a day.
Okay, so if you eat 4 burgers a day, but then you ate 4 pizzas a day, would you consider those the same thing?
4 pizzas? No, that's fucking completely different.
Well, okay,
A whole pizza?
I feel like if you want to gain a lot of weight, a really good diet is like 3 Red Barons a day with at least 12 beers.
I'm sure that works. I don't think we should test it.
I don't
think
want to
anyone
test it,
should.
but I think if you're out here in gaining
No.
season, can somebody try
No.
this for me?
It is.
I don't eat Red
if you're-
Baron pizzas anymore,
If
so
you're trying, I don't eat Red Baron pizzas at all.
loved Red Baron
No,
pizzas.
it's Jack's or that Aldi
Oh,
pizza.
Jack's is where it's at, man.
Jack's. I also like a California Pizza Kitchen, the white one.
I like myself a good
But they're $7. You think I'm gonna pay $7 for a frozen pizza?
a good Walmart cooler section pizza, the ones that come in the cardboard boxes, or a Sam's Club pizza. Sam's Club pizza is where it's at.
There's a lot of good pizzas if we're gonna be honest.
What's the worst pizza chain?
Pizza Hut?
Really?
I fucking hate Pizza Hut.
I love a good Pizza Hut. I like how they season their breadsticks.
Yeah, breadsticks are fire.
Yeah.
If people are getting Pizza Hut, I'm like, just give me some breadsticks. I don't want the
give me
pizza.
4 boxes of breadsticks.
We're
with
talking
a sauce.
pizza. I like Papa John's despite the racism. I try
Yeah.
not to support them, but it's a
No.
quality cheap
But I
pizza.
mean, they're moving away from him as part of the image anyway. They're
Yeah, but I
removing
mean,
him
you
from
can know
everything, like
you can't fully remove Papa.
yeah,
No
but I
matter
mean,
how horrible he is.
he's that's a horrible fuck if we want to get into it, man. You want to
Yeah.
talk horrible fucks?
Yeah.
Father Jonathan himself is a horrible fuck.
Imagine that.
I refuse to call him by his street name now, as he's disrespected the streets with his horrific show of racism.
I think the best pizza is Little Caesars because it's $5.
Hell yeah.
$5.
I
You
just-
could get an entire pizza for $5. You add some crazy bread, Get the fuck out.
I just want to say, as a vegan, Little Caesars comes in clutch every time I go in there because all I got to do is get crazy bread, no Parmesan, cheese, no pizza, pizza, no cheese.
Yeah, I'll take cheese, no pizza. Super vegan.
Oh man, and there's no, like, it's just so good, just crust and sauces. Like, man, if I could subside on hot crusty bread with marinara sauce for the rest of my life, I would. That's just a fact.
Yeah, it's just so cheap.
Somebody take me out on a nice date sometime where you'll just let me eat all the bread and sauce I want. That's what I want. I want a fucking woman that's gonna let me eat all the bread and sauce I want. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah. If you had a 4-burger-a-day style addiction, where could you see yourself going with food, or we'll include beverages? Where could you see yourself becoming that guy? What is your 4 burgers a day?
Like, if I had to choose where I was getting 4 burgers a day from?
No, you can just choose any food.
Any that's like 4 of a day that I would just be eating?
That you would just like, you could see yourself becoming him. You're only eating this thing 4 times a day, every day.
Honestly, burritos.
Burritos.
I could see, because like
a particular burrito, or just a free for all.
I mean, because like for me in my plant-based diet, there's like a
bitch diet.
Well, there's a lot more options when it comes to burrito, because you got potatoes, you got onions, you got avocado, you got rice, you got beans, so you got all kinds of different jizz burrito. There's a I'm just gonna say it. My favorite restaurant in the entire world is called Uncle Julio's. It's like this higher end Mexican restaurant.
Oh, we know about Julio.
And there's they do a veggie fajita platter that they do, and it's got like grilled zucchini, peppers, onions, portobello mushrooms.
The crazy thing is that's all cats.
Yeah, it turns out all vegetables are made out of cats.
No, just at Uncle Julio.
Yeah, interesting. That's
cheaper than vegetables.
No,
you know how many cats there are?
If you wanna
eat a cat.
If you wanna butter me up and like get me to do something for you, take me to Uncle Julio's, get me the veggie fajitas, and I will probably do anything you want me to do.
Noted. Can't wait for our.
That's where I want to go. Oh, that's where I want to go for my birthday. Is Uncle Julio's. I want the dads to go. I want my family.
I'm gonna eat your bullshit
food. Man, you can go there and get the. Do you want to know what I used to get from there? I used to get the Guadalajara fajita combo, which is steak,
an entire cow,
steak, chicken, and bacon wrapped jalapeno stuffed shrimp.
Jesus Christ! I went to a Mexican restaurant somewhere one time, and they had a burrito called the Kitchen Sink, and it was chicken, beef, pork, shrimp. Maybe something else in that fucker. It wasn't even good. There was just so many different flavors that it was just jarring.
So do you ever see that Binging with Babish show on YouTube where he makes the TV food?
Yeah.
He did. He just got to like 2 billion subscribers, or like 2 billion views or something. And so he made the all meat burrito from the regular show. And because when they do it, they're like crow meat, lion meat, alligator meat. And so he went to like a rare meat store and got all of these exotic meats, cooked them in a pan, and put them in the burrito. He said it was the worst thing he'd ever eaten in his entire life, because of the different meats. You have to, with different animals, you have to cook them differently, because some of them are really tough. You have to marinate them, but he just like pan fried all of it and put it in a burrito.
Yeah.
But then what he ended up doing was an all pork burrito, because you can do so many different things with pork. So it was like bacon, pork belly, rib meat, basically every kind of meat you could get, from hooves, snouts,
the good stuff,
the asshole, the chunk of meat from the tail. Yeah. I put hot dog.
I used to love fried pig's tails.
Really?
They're like onion rings. You just.
Is that a real thing?
Probably. I never did it. Where the fuck did you get fried pig's tails?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of weird shit you ate when you were a kid.
I didn't eat anything when I was a kid.
What would your 4 burgers a day be?
I don't know. It'd probably be a beverage of sorts.
Meatball subs.
No, I haven't had a meat. I've been clean for a long time. You're my sponsor.
Which one time
I texted you and told you I'm having a rough time with these meatball subs.
Listen, buddy,
and you said,
I know
eat
that.
them. Listen, and I said, you're supposed to be my sponsor. And then I ate a bunch of them.
Yeah, and I said, did you eat more than 100? And you said 99. And I said, you're a bitch, and I'll never be proud of you.
I'm not allowed back to that family.
You are not allowed back to that Swedish meatball crock pot, from what I hear.
Not a big Swedish meatball guy.
See, I prefer Swedish meatballs over like Italian meatballs.
Just like regular meatballs. But I don't know. I'm not like I wish I didn't even eat. I prefer to just not eat if possible.
See, I love food.
But
I love eating.
I love beverages. And you know me.
Your 4 a day would be 4 strawberry lemonades. I can tell you that
would
right
be.
now.
I've had. I still have that leftover Island Oasis. You know how many strawberry lemonades I've had all week?
How many?
I don't think there's a number for it, because you don't even have to put that much in there.
Nah,
it's so strong. Then I've been drinking like a little bit of lemonade when I'm like in the house for a minute and I just need to quench my thirst. I'm like, what is this garbage drink? Strawberry me up. So now I'm going to have to start ordering those fucking frozen crates of that.
Man, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If you start ordering that stuff like on a regular basis, I will pitch in for my own carton. Like, because it was so, I can't even.
Unbelievable.
If you are a fan of flavored lemon, my personal favorite lemonade is Herbert's. It's this brand Herbert's. It's a blackberry lemonade. Oh, the blackberry lemonade is so fucking good though. But this strawberry mix that you got, because I've had you always make a killer strawberry lemonade. I'm just telling you guys right now, when we do a Dapper Dad live event, you got to make sure you get a drama made strawberry lemonade, because it is you know the ratio. Because
I know what I'm doing. I don't play games.
Cooking is basically math. You have to add up the numbers right, and there's a certain ratio that you know number wise fractally that makes the perfect vodka strawberry lemonade.
Yep, they were so good at the cabin. I forgot to put vodka in them at one point.
Yeah, and we were just drinking them, and I'm like, I'm so fucked up.
Yeah, it was like, we're so wasted. There's no vodka in these at all. What the fuck?
I'm just pretending to be wasted. Yeah, me too, actually. Fuck.
I wasn't drunk the whole weekend.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if we weren't drunk off all those beers?
I know. My favorite thing is, and this has happened to me before, and history repeats itself.
As it
but
is
when you're
prone
like,
to do.
too many drinks, you know, when you throw a party, I threw a party down here in the dungeon. Too much shit. You have too many beers, too much mixed drink. How the fuck? And then you get to like 3 a.m. and you're like, oh, the fucking shit's gone. I need beers more than I've ever needed beers.
Yeah.
Because that night when we were like, we're going to drink all these, and then I have the picture of the last beer, and as soon as, I don't even know who, I think we were just all drinking the beers at a certain, like, everyone
I think we were
was
just sharing
drinking
beers. Yeah.
Because there was like 3 left, and instead of being like 1, 1, 1, we were like, everybody chug these together. And as soon as it was gone, I was like, I would kill a man for a beer.
Another beer right
Just
now.
one
I'd do
more
anything
beer.
for more beer.
After probably like 30 beers, I was like, if I could get my hands on one more cold beer, I'll take a warm beer.
I think that's the only reason we went down to the beach was to see if we could find that last beer.
I think it also was. And we ruined the beach. That's our final memory with the beach. If we would have had like one more case of beers, we could have killed it. And
if we had one more case, it would have been rough, but we could. I think for next year, we definitely need to bring 5 cases.
I was in a special spot where I think I could have drank unlimited amounts.
I was also in that, and I'm sure everyone listening knows what that special spot is, where you get drunk enough where everything just starts going down like water at that point,
And you're so happy that you can't feel sick until everything stops, and then you'll be so violently ill, which I wasn't at all. I just drunkenly blacked out in that confusing bed every night. And I hate that feeling of being like, we'll never drink all these beers. Drink all these beers. Now the beers are gone. I wish we had more beers.
So next year we just got to bring an extra case. That's our rule.
We got to get a bigger car for all the beers.
Yeah,
B car with just beers in it. The beers drive themselves. They get pulled over. Like, oh fuck, we got to go get the car.
It's a sentient like pile of beer cans that comes together, but it somehow looks like all of us. Like the metal on its face changes to look like us at different times. It pulls out my
shows
ID.
An ID, license, registration. The cop's like, well, everything seems in order here.
His signature
just
says
slow
beer.
down.
His signature says beer me.
Yeah. The cop just grabs the case and he's like, I don't see any issues
Everything
here. Continue
seems to be
on.
in order.
The beer car drives off that crazy bridge, and we're like, no, all the beers.
But then
or we could have just bought all the beers up there as
Yeah.
Matt suggested, which was a smarter move.
So
but,
next year, buy all the beers up there.
Yeah, but just figure out where to put them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want
Bigger car next year.
bigger car, hopefully.
I think what we should honestly
I'm gonna buy a
start
car
doing-
just for more beer.
I think what we should start doing is we should start planning this out for next year already, so that we can take care of everything that we lacked this past year.
Yeah.
Because we know the environment now.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than assessing your environment.
Can you
completely.
ever have too many beers?
I would like us to get to the point where we do.
Yeah, I would too.
I want us to get to the point where like we are so drunk and you open the fridge and you're just like, fuck.
There's so many beers. I became that special animal where I could have drank all of the beers forever. God, I wish I had a beer right now.
Me too. Is there any beers upstairs in the fridge?
I don't know. Probably not. I think we drank them all.
Did we bring all the extra beers?
I don't know what happened.
Man, I tell you what, pause this so I can go take a piss and I'll go check for beers.
No, we're not pausing. You got to pause last one. You only get one pause every 10
That
episodes.
sucks.
Yeah.
Because I could use a beer.
We could all use the beer. I don't even want a beer. I know it won't be the same.
Yeah, true. It's not the same if it's not in the river.
No. Also, shotgunning beers, when you made that happen, horrible idea. Now that I think back, you know what I did?
What?
Held it in my hand like this and jammed the knife into it.
Yeah.
And it went through the other side, but not into my hand.
Thank God.
Barely. Could you imagine if I was like, psh, and then I was
Just blood.
tastes weird, throw it and just bleeding everywhere? Because none of us were leaving. We die at the cabin.
Yeah. Oh, no. At that point of the evening, if we died, we died. That's all there is to it.
I mean, I could die a lot of worse places.
I mean, if I know for a fact that when I do die, I know I'm going to be in heaven when I wake up and we're all just sitting there playing beer darts as the sun sets and those girls are screaming at us from to the other side of the bushes.
Mm-hmm. And then you realize we're in hell and there's no more beers.
Yeah.
Every beer is a hot bush light.
And it was the last time I ever held.
Then the worst thing is the next day we found 2 beers.
And then I drank it as soon as I got home because Matt
I have one in
texted-
my garage that I kind of just want to hold on to as a little keepsake.
Well,
to paint it gold.
Matt said 5-second chug, and so I had to, be the man about it and do the 5-second chug.
Yeah, can we talk about how epic that is?
Okay,
that
yeah,
will
this
get
is
things
this is a dad
you
tip.
want? Yeah,
right
I didn't.
here.
I completely forgot it had happened. But last year, before the day before 4th of July, I went out with some folks and went to someone's house, and a girl that was there just kept shouting 5-second chug, and real nice like that. And at first I was like, this is dumb. But then it really gets it. Like if you're kind of struggling with drinking beers or you don't have that motivation, 5-second chug, just shout it. And then everybody chugs for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
At first it can be rough, but eventually you just
once you get
just
into
start
it,
finishing beers.
yeah,
You're
and
not
then,
even doing
and
5.
then
The 5 seconds get long.
People start creatively shouting out 5-second chug.
Yeah.
At one point, I was definitely up flipping burgers and brats, and I screamed 5-second chug. Into the
I like when
woods.
you work it in the perfect time in the song when you're like, there's going to be at least a 5-second break, quick 5-second chug. That had to help us polish off a lot of beers.
Yeah.
And I should have remembered that was the night I broke my phone and walked drunkenly all over my car and dented all of it and then left a bunch of purple footprints, which I still don't understand where that came from.
Someone
and,
left purple footprints on your car?
I left purple footprints on my car, which then the next morning I woke up and I was like, my phone screen is shattered. And then I went out to my car and I was like, who the fuck dented my car? And then I looked and I was like, someone walked all over it. And I had one of those moments where it all comes back to you. I remember this girl's porch was like level with the hood of my car. So I was dancing on the porch and I just hopped on the roof of, like hood of my car. And I was just dancing and everyone was like, stop. And I was like, shut the fuck up. It's my car.
Yeah.
And I kept doing it. And then I was like, oh yeah. But my footprints were purple, which I'll never
Kurt took that
understand.
real nice spill off the coffee table, if we could talk about that.
Picnic table.
I am
to a tree.
It
My
was,
favorite part about
is that it was 3 solid hits.
it was his 3 bloops, and
it was like bloop, bloop, bloop,
and it sprung right
Right
back up,
away.
right back up on top of the
and
table.
started crip walking again.
Yeah, started dancing, and then the best part of the whole thing was when we finally went to the beach, and it was a nightmare. And we're walking back, and I was in front of him.
And we saw
And then
his
you
back.
you were behind him, and you had the headlamp on. You just go, Jesus Christ, what happened to your back? And I said, shut up, we're all sunburnt. And then we went in, I took a shower, and then I come out, and you go in the shower, and we're standing on the porch in the light, and he's like dancing, and he turns around, and I go, Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened to your back? And he goes, what? And I was like, I don't know. And I had to take him upstairs to the bathroom to show him in the mirror, because I wanted him to understand what we were working with. And then drunkenly was trying to show him in the mirror his back, but it was only on one side, and he kept looking at it. And I was like, no, you got to like turn around and see it. So he did a whole 180 and was right back in the same spot and was like, I still don't see it. And I was like, yeah, me neither. And we were both trying to figure out how to get, and I had to like take him and turn him.
Why
and I
didn't
was
you
like,
just take a
and then he
picture
just
of it?
goes, Jesus Christ, what happened to my back? And we were all like, and then the next day I woke up and I was like, oh, he fell off that picnic table.
Yeah.
Because it was like,
Yeah, it was like big gashes in his back. I thought like a big animal came out of the woods and ripped it. I thought something
it was,
got him in the water.
Yeah, I
and we
thought it
didn't
was
know
river related. But yeah, shout out to him. He's okay.
Yeah, he's got his foot fucked up. I think my favorite.
When I had to take him,
my favorite thing about the whole ordeal is the fact that like today or yesterday I got a text that said, "Yeah, my back's still really fucked up from that."
When I had to take him home, there was just that silence, a lot of unpleasantries at that point. We were all
Yeah.
coming down from it. And then at one point he just goes, I fucking fell off of a fucking picnic table. And I was like, yeah, he did. That's one of the things that like flashes in your head, and I see him falling and it just crack up every time. It's beautiful. You want to get into a submission?
Let's get into some of these hairy, slutty submissions. Let's do the text one first.
Yeah, pop out that text.
So what we got here is I'm not going to go ahead and list this person's name just because I feel like this could come back
this
on
is a
them.
crime
in
that
a
we had
bad
no
way.
part in. We never said to do this. I didn't know that this was happening.
I'm definitely going to go ahead and say we're going to...
I don't even know who it is, allegedly.
No, allegedly. We're going to go ahead and post this picture on the website, though, because I think it definitely needs to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
What it is someone has taken the cross-sections of a road that are here locally to us.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not say the road.
The road itself is Cummings Road, and they have taken some what appears to be black duct tape and make it just say Cum Road.
Yep.
In true dad fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So we said, good old Cum Road, spent a lot of time there, and they said, I'm sure you have. The duct tape was the easy part. The hard one was paving an entire road with semen, but we did it.
Yeah. You only got to get 3 guys to pave a road with cum.
I mean, there's just
experience.
Can you imagine if you were driving down Cummings Road and you just looked and you saw a bunch of grown men just roping it, like how you see deer on the side?
You got to speed up.
Like, you know how you see deer out of the corner of your eye and you're like, oh shit, there's deer out there. You just see 4 dudes just jerking it in the corn.
And you start to slide. You start to hydroplane.
Do you slide on all your nights like this?
I might.
Do you try out all your
6-car pile up on Cum Road this evening.
It's on the news. They're just standing right
There's
by
a
the
helicopter.
sign.
You just see white road. Sliding down Cum Road.
I just really love the idea of people slow-mo crashing to slide on Cum Road.
I know a guy who, what was it? He lived on Big Stick Road. And he never got that it was a joke, it would be funny, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, the weather was so bad, I was just sliding down Big Stick like crazy." And we're like, "Were you?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah."
Kind of like the Kanye fish stick joke.
I was skidding all over the place, but I finally made it off a Big Stick. So go slide down Cum Road. Tell them the dad sent you, but we had nothing to do with that.
We had nothing to do with it.
Absolutely nothing.
Someone just let us know that they were up on Big Cum Road.
Big Cum Road.
Big Cum's back in town.
This other submission was to the website. Ironically, I was listening to a podcast called the Gore Score, and I heard that this submission was going to be coming in, so I'm glad they did. Shout out to them. It's referenced in here.
If you get the chance, check out the Gore Score. Good. I would say dear friends to the podcast.
Yes.
I would
dear
say.
Friends. Couple of guys you could come all over a road with.
My couple of guys and there's
a
girl.
lady.
There's a lady.
She just watches.
2 dudes and a lady.
She does the thing girls do when guys pee with the cups over their eyes. Like, are you guys done yet?
But
it's different because when you pee, you can. When you pee, you can hear it. But when there's cum, it's just splashing that never ends.
Yeah, it's just
in my experience,
horrific splattering.
Horrific cum.
So if you're into horror movies, if that's your thing, they are exclusively a horror movie podcast. But it is very
no big cum over at the Gore Score.
It is hard to find people who can consistently talk about horror movies and keep it interesting. These guys definitely do a fantastic job. So give the Gore Score a listen. They're doing the most out here for the horror culture. I'll say that much.
Yeah. The only podcast we respect. But this comes from Anthony Ligma. Is that a thing? What's the thing the kids are saying?
Ligma.
What is that? I don't know what that. I'm old. What is it?
It means you can ligma balls.
Does it? Is that the whole thing?
Yeah. It's because somebody. Yeah. So I just got you with the ligma.
Interesting.
So what you gotta do is gotta be like, oh man, sorry.
Go
into work and be like, God, I'm sorry, I'm late. My ligma had me up all night. And be like, your ligma? Yeah, ligma nuts. Like,
it's like a new D's.
Yeah, it's the new D's
nuts. And the I don't know if this email is actually the email, so I'm not going to read it. It looks like it could be. And the title is Middle School Days. It starts off with something I thought would not happen again with submissions, because it specifically says Dear Slim. And I mean, I don't like to harp, but I'm pretty sure on the last episode we all know
who the love child of this show is. We all know who the fan favorite is. Come on now.
You're
the technical guy. You're the guy that makes everything shine.
If it's technical, then I'm going to technically delete all these submissions
I'm the beautiful face telling the brand clearly.
You're
so
the
do you want to
beautiful
give that
face?
up?
Have you seen my eyes? Because you've told me on multiple occasions that my eyes
are
are beautiful.
Man, I can't even begin to tell you how beautiful Drama's eyes are.
Bitch.
Man, you can call me what you want. Drama, man, because when you look really intently, you're just like, they sparkle. You're
like, my goodness. The only way I get the women.
You're like,
and the men.
Look at how furious he is. It's just making me so fucking.
That's what sucks when I'm pissed at someone and they're like, I'm sorry, what were you yelling at me about? I was lost in your eyes. I was
lost in those fantastic baby blues.
Get lost forever, you piece of shit.
I just get lost.
They're not blue, bitch.
pools.
They're green and yellow some days.
Oh, they're just like a beautiful pool of water. I want the same color as the mighty
But
Mississippi.
yeah, so let's stop being so goddamn specific.
Or
I'm
just
not
keep
going to say it
submitting
again.
things to me. I'm more than
no,
okay with
how about
it.
someone type one up that says, "Hey, drama."
Let's give drama
Zero
some.
drama.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys. Let's make drama feel included. Let's give them
Specifically
some love.
for me, which this one makes more sense because it is very specific to you.
Well, I feel like because I grew up with the people who
Yeah,
are in the Gore
this is
Score.
titled Middle School
Which is going to
Days.
be great because you know what my favorite fucking thing is I don't remember shit about being a kid because I blacked it all out, and so people tell me the
I know.
horrific, horrible
I
things
heard this.
did.
I heard this one talked about on their episode, and I was like, "Ooh, that sounds juicy." And yeah, middle school days. Which honestly, I don't want a submission that says "Dear Drama Middle School Days."
Yeah.
because I don't
All
have a
right,
lot to
Anthony,
say.
let's get into it. Come
But
on.
says, I'm not sure if you remember, but back in middle school, you did a lip syncing contest.
Sure did.
You already know where this is
Oh,
going?
I'm gonna own up to everything on
And
this.
the song you did was "Reach Out and Touch Faith" by Marilyn Manson.
Personal Jesus, thank you.
I would like you to tell the story, if you remember it. Your friend over at the Gore Score, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you,
for bringing
Anthony.
up Wholesome Memories of Slim. Why wasn't it fucking... Who's Personal Jesus normally by?
Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I was going to say Joy Division. But that's where the
that's
pee
very-
is stored in the balls.
I want that shirt
I want
so
that shirt so
bad.
We're going to make a Dapper Dad's version of that shirt.
So I
coming up.
want to pull up a picture I have of this because I know it exists somewhere out there.
A picture of you doing this?
There's a picture of me in the outfit I wore
Oh
while
my
I did
God.
this. It's I know it's in my uploads here on Facebook, so I'm gonna scroll while I tell the story. So basically, I was a fucking weirdo in middle school. In case you
Shocking.
could, in case you
Weirdo
couldn't
in
figure
adult
that one
life.
out. Yeah, weirdo with a lot of things. So there was a lip sync contest. It was like a Halloween carnival we had at the middle school. There was like games and shit, and they had a contest, and the winner won like $50 or something. So there was one, and it was a lot of pop songs. Think like 2006-07 pop.
Oh,
That's what it was. A lot of basically.
that can't be when you were in middle school.
Yeah, you're right. This had to be like 04, 03, 04, 02, 03. Let's say right around.
Shit.
Let's say way back when things were shitty.
Before the internet, if I recall correctly.
Oh no, the internet existed. It was just dial-up, and you had to stay up all night downloading your porn just to get a minute and 17 seconds.
I
that
know
you could
those
jack off
videos.
to.
I know those 6 videos we were all
But do
jerking off
you
to.
even need more than a minute 17? If you do, are you even a man?
Nowadays, you do.
So, me being the kid that I was. in
Real
middle
quick,
school-
just to interject, Slim throughout the cabin kept showing us different time frames in a pornography film.
Yes, I did.
Out of nowhere, he would just show it like it was just
That
playing.
girl had big, beautiful boobies. I
But
don't
when
see
you
what the
showed
problem
me,
is.
one was out, just one.
Yeah.
One loose one, made outfit.
It's not like I had
Made
control over the
outfit.
frames in the
Was this-
porno,
was-
man. I was just pulling it up and I was just raw dogging, man. I was just watching it.
Yeah, which is weird. And then
Only
I
weird
was
if
like,
you're not raw
I was
dogging it.
like, are you watching the one titty woman? And you're like, no, they're both out now.
Yeah, I mean, she had the titties.
Is that your thing? Sloppy one titted out blowjob French maids?
I mean, it doesn't have to be one tit out. Just you could have
This
stopped
seems
it.
very specific.
You could have stopped at sloppy blowjobs, and that's where I would have been fine. Because if
But
we,
there was a maid outfit.
I mean, that's just
Seems
because
like-
that particular.
And it seemed old.
It's just
It
'cause
seemed
that
like you're watching
particular
really
one-
old porn.
It's just because that particular one had a maid
Every day
outfit.
there's new porn. You're watching like
I mean, I'm just watching
porn from '98.
I mean, I'm just watching porn that makes sense to me. Like, I'm just, I'm
French
just,
maids with one boob out.
I mean, I just like that particular actress. If we're going to be 100% honest
Who is
about
it?
I don't know her name. I just know
Okay,
what her.
then you don't
face
like
and
her that
boob-
much.
I mean, I've got a couple of open tabs saved that I go to routinely just to find her.
It was so noisy.
She's got some French name. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly.
because
what
she's
her-
a French maid.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. She literally puts the French in French maid.
All right. Anyway, you were in middle school.
So I was in middle school, and I decided that, and I kept trying to think of a good song to do because I was like, well, if I'm going to win, then I should probably pick something that people like. And I was like, well, nobody likes me anyway, or the shit that I do. So why don't I just go ahead and, do what I want? So I remember I was going to do Angel is the Centerfold by Jay Giles Band because I thought,
Wow.
yeah, but then I was
Wow,
like,
what
yeah,
a way better choice.
yeah.
A deep cut.
A super deep cut. But
God, and it's such a, just that. Damn, I'll pay money to see middle school you do that. There's an alternate timeline that I wish I was in. Even if none of this existed, you could take the cabin from me if you give me you doing that song.
That's a tall order there,
yeah,
my
now
friend.
we can
Are you
say
sure you
that.
can stand
and
behind that?
I don't know if I can. But in that timeline, I never knew the cabin because I was so scarred from your performance.
I can't. I know there's. I bet you if I texted Emilio right now and said, "Send me the Papa Manson picture," he'd do it. Let me go ahead and pop this. So I decided the best thing to do is, since it was, I figured they encourage dressing up and props and stuff like that. So what I did was I had a Trip jacket. Do you remember the brand Trip?
Two-piece?
Trip pinstripe jacket that I wore with a pair of black jeans, steel toe boots. And then I painted my face with white Halloween paint, and I basically did like the eyes black, and I smeared on a bunch of lipstick, and I wore a pinstripe fedora to go with it.
My God.
Yeah. This
is worse than your balls falling out in middle school.
It's amazing that everyone's like, you didn't fuck a girl till you were 19, and I'm like, yeah. Can you picture such a horrible,
surprised
fat,
you were able
thing?
to when you were 19.
Send me all the Papa Manson pics. Because Emilio, thanks for listening. Big fan of the show.
He probably doesn't even listen anymore. Everyone's given up.
I just said, can you send me all the Papa Manson pics? Let's see if he responds and throws them up. Either way, you'll get them as soon as I have them, because I feel like we need to use them for some promotion for this.
We do.
At one point during the evening, though, so what had happened was I got a little bit too gung-ho. I got really excited about it, and the thing didn't start until like 7, and I put all my face paint on and dressed up at like 5 in the evening. Yeah. And so I was just sitting around the house in my corpse paint. Yeah, just, freaking out the neighborhood. I also had I decided that a good look for it would also be a pimp cane that I found at the Halloween store that had a big diamond on the top filled with water. And I used that as a stand-in like air guitar during the show. Scared the hell out of a lot of people, I think, because
scaring the hell out of me just having to hear about it.
So picture just Marilyn Manson's Personal Jesus blared across an entire gym. And then
indoors, huh?
So
no one can run away.
6th or 7th grade, so I was like 5'11". So picture like almost 6 foot tall me in corpse paint that was like sweating and flaking onto my clothes.
Yeah.
Up here doing a lip sync of Personal Jesus by Marilyn Manson. At the end of the show, and what the best part of this story, and I didn't even know this until years later, and I mean I'm talking like a couple of years ago. I found this out. My mom was a volunteer for the event because she was helping run one of the games or do face paint or something like that, and somebody came up to her afterwards and was like, "Was that your son up there doing that song?" And she was like, "Yes, it was." And they said, "Oh, he's very brave for doing that. He's just doing what he wants to do. He's just so brave." Like I was like,
no sense of shame.
So just in case anyone was wondering, if you've listened to the show and you don't know who I am, I have never had shame ever in my entire life.
It doesn't seem like it.
I can't feel it no matter what I do. There is for sure, if I was to go to my house right now and look in like my memory boxes and stuff, just like the tubs I have of old things, there's for sure some, not Polaroids, but like old disposable camera pictures of me wearing the corpse paint and
that a person had to develop.
Yeah, someone had to develop at a studio, and then
that's why they wake up screaming.
Like, oh my God. So thanks for.
Did you win?
I don't even know why that was a thought that crossed your mind that I would win. I
think you know how sometimes when they give the award to the freak, they're just please.
They if I recall correctly, they picked the group of like 12 preppy kids that did the Beach Boys song, and they all had
the wholesome one.
Yeah, they picked the wholesome one, not the Marilyn Manson kid, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, Personal Jesus.
Well, what should I have gone out there and done? The Beautiful People? Do you think that would have gone over better?
My dad.
And you can't smell your own shit on your name.
My dad used to turn the lights off in my house and do like a strobe light thing, which he's borderline epileptic, so it was always
dangerous,
a gamble.
But okay.
And we're all borderline epileptic in that house. And pardon me, I'm seasoned. And he would, just turn the lights off and on and play that as loud as it could go and just dance around my house. So I kind of know what you expose people to. And
I just think you had to be there because like it was
I'm glad that Anthony was there for it.
Emilio will still send me he will send me a picture routinely of me as Papa Manson and be like, hey, just reminding you can't ever live this down. Because his favorite part of the story is the fact that somebody was like, oh, he's so brave for doing that. I can't believe he's just that brave.
Yeah, I think you should have went with Angel and Centerfold.
I mean, what would have been better, me doing Personal Jesus or doing a song about jacking off?
Not everyone knows that it's about jacking off.
If you have not listened to that, there's no way you don't know that
There's
song.
a lot of songs people don't realize they're about jacking off.
Name
time at
3.
Turning Japanese.
Makes sense.
One time I was at a bar, Kryptonite, R.I.P. Kryptonite, I loved you.
R.I.P. Kryptonite, we loved your fish bowls.
And I was up top, being classy with some folks, and I came down and they were playing Turning Japanese, and they got some girl, like some new bartender, and as I walked down, she was exposing her breasts to some people in the bar. Big ones, meaty hunkers.
As big as the porn video ones?
No, not that big. Perkier though.
I'm gonna find out this. Keep talking about these breasts.
You wouldn't.
I'm gonna find her. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna figure out what her name is.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't have to do a lot of research.
Abrielle Raphael.
You're too exotic.
I like what I like.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, buddy.
They're always specific penises.
In fact, and under the related videos, it has the one that I was showing you because there's a little French maid outfit.
Yeah, what? The same penis?
If you want, possibly, maybe it's her boyfriend
penis.
or something.
Pig
if you want to see, that was the name of the bassist in Mushroom Head for a long time, Pig Venus.
Yeah, that was a lot of.
If you want to see the girl that Slim's been getting off to, text 402-7.
No, we can't be that.
She's got her own tag on this website.
That doesn't make it okay. You use the wrong website, but we're not going to get into it. Anyway, so I walk down and I'm seeing this
large, overly exposed breasts.
Yeah, in a bar at an earlier time than I've heard tell of the boobs that are showed to
boobs. They showed the boobs. The boobs were out everywhere, and I felt tingly in my swimsuit area because of all the boobs that were exposed.
The boobs at Kryptonite.
The boobs at Kryptonite.
I was talking to a girl one time that was like, "Yeah, I stayed after they closed at Kryptonite, and I showed them my boobs," and I was like, "Classy."
For what?
Just because that's what apparently would happen. Yeah.
I don't even like it when a girl just like shows her boobs these days. I'm just like, okay, so I was hanging out with somebody recently, and they were like, "Look at how wild we got," and there was like a bunch of girls out at like an Olive Garden or something, and they were all drunk in the corner, and one of them just like flashed her dick really quick, and she was like, "Look at how crazy we got." Like, I feel like what she was doing is she was trying to like impress me because like we live such a sordid, crazy. To some people, we live a crazy life, believe it or not.
Debatable.
With all the shit that we do,
I never pull a boob out at Olive Garden. I think that's crazier than anything I've ever done.
What it's like is, why was this person
pull one ball out at
to impress me? This person was like, "Look at my friend's tit at the Olive Garden," and it's like, good for you, I guess, for having friends that feel confident enough to do that. That's nice.
At Olive Garden.
You ever seen a stray breast at Olive Garden?
I would probably go back. I haven't gone back since.
Get a watermelon sangria and some free breadsticks.
I haven't gone back since I was trying to eat there, and it was by the fake window. And the worker,
spaghetti right now.
The worker there was talking about how she's gonna get ass injections, and so I tweeted.
I thought you were gonna say acid later, but then it turned into ass injections, and I'm like.
So I tweeted at Olive Garden, and I was like trying to enjoy the tour of Italy while your worker talks about getting ass injections.
And they said, "Oh no!"
They had to do that corporate tweet. I was like, "This is very concerning. Please DM us and tell us."
And you said,
what
"I'm not
location."
a fucking snitch.
And they still follow me, so I've got the Olive Garden follow. You just have to, and remember Chick-fil-A? When you just got to make up shit, and you can get free shit.
I wonder if I can make up some shit about Chipotle.
You could make up anything. It's crazy.
I did have to recently get my food remade at Chipotle, and I made a big stink about it. What I did was so me and my friend at work had ordered food because we were the two managers there that night. And so I went and picked up Chipotle, and for some reason when we ordered it online, they mixed both of our orders together. So like both of them had the same meat, but like my salsas were on her order and mine had like sour cream and meat in it. So I called him and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to be this guy, but I just picked up some food for me and my wife."
I don't want to be this guy, but here's me being this guy.
I said, I just picked up some food for me and my wife, and she has a horrific dairy allergy, and there was just a mix up with our orders. It looks like our orders just got mashed together and mixed up, and she almost ate some cheese and sour cream, and that could have ended terribly. And the guy just started freaking out on the phone. He was like, "Did she touch it? Did she eat any of it?" And I was
he's jerking off. Did she touch it?
Well, because Chipotle's been through some PR nightmares in the last couple of years, for what it's worth. So like the last thing they need is like incompetent pot smoking Chipotle workers fuck up burrito and kill woman with sour cream, you know. So I went back and they ended up remaking all the food for free, which was nice. And he's like, "Do you still need the tortilla on the side?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I need everything remade. You almost killed my wife." said it in front of a bunch of people too, because like I was standing there in my work uniform, just like tapping my foot by, and the guy's like, "Well, I am so sorry." I was like, "Well, you should be sorry. You could have, you really hurt somebody here. I'm not gonna be that guy." I was like, "We've never had a problem here before, so I that's why we always come here. So I don't want this to be a reflection on your team, but y'all should be tighter about this kind of stuff." And then because at one point, that was a lie, obviously, but I was just trying to get the shit taken care of. And so he goes,
married?
"Oh, well,
you didn't get married."
No, but he was like, "Oh, see, yours is the one with the meat and the dairy, and hers isn't." I was like, "Well, regardless, the names got mixed up, but there was dairy in both of them, and it shouldn't have been right." I was like, "You realize you could have killed my wife, right?" Like really loud, and I heard one woman go like, "What?" and like turn around, and he was like, "Sir, I'm just gonna go ahead and remake everything for you." I was like, "Thank you, that's what I came here for."
The blood of my wife is on these workers' hands.
If you killed my wife, I'd have to come here every day and just rope out and scream. Just, "She's gone and I don't know where she is."
What is going on? Oh, it's just Slim's 4 o'clock rope out. We killed his wife. Anyway,
anyway, as part of the settlement, he's allowed to rope out in here once a day during between opening and close and scream about how he killed his wife. I'm mortified that it happened personally.
This is honestly worse than killing his wife.
Honestly, I feel like I've killed her every day when I see that sad rope out.
Wait, you were running late to the podcast, so I had some free time, so I went to Chick-fil-A and I face-fucked a sandwich in the car.
That's what I like to hear.
Because,
was TK there?
Oh, he killed... I wish, because there was a cop in front of me.
Ooh, I don't know if we could say that.
Like, I didn't say anything.
It was implied.
Implied or imploded.
Fuck 12.
But, like when you're in the car and you're like, I got to eat this before I get somewhere. So you're just in traffic.
Just shoving it. You mean like how I eat all the time?
Yeah. When you eat like that, picture me in the car by myself with the music turned up.
How I always eat is how you face fuck sandwiches.
In the car, just swerving in and out of lanes. Like, I'm a very good driver. You know that. But when I have...
That Cooley song is playing, I'm swerving in and out. Walked in looking like...
Yeah, and I'm eating fries. Well, then sometimes I've got condiments around my car to dip the fries in.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ranch, real piece of shit. Yeah. Buckets of ranch everywhere.
Ranch by the shift. Ketchup
Honey mustard on the dash.
Ketchup in the door handle. So you just
Polynesian sauce in the back seat for when you whip around for the double dip.
I ate that sandwich so aggressively, I lost a chunk of tomato. I've seen it fly by. I don't know where it is.
You had your window down? Just pieces of sandwich flying out the window?
No, it flew the other way.
Holy
fuck. Flew back to my right.
So there's just tomato fucking up in your car.
Don't worry,
right now?
we've ruined my car. It smells like the beach. It smells like the Mississippi.
It's gotta smell like something.
But anyway, so I'm looking at this lady's breast at Kryptonite.
I love it.
And Turning Japanese is on, and I get there and walk down, and I'm waiting to get a drink. And she's like pouring the drinks, and she's like, "I love this song." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was going to say it's about masturbating, but I felt like there's too much sexual energy to begin with. And she goes, "I turned Japanese before I came into work tonight," and dipped her fingers in my drink, which is not what I want.
At all.
You know what I mean?
Just like whole fingers or the tips?
She just fucking...
dunked her hands in them like an animal?
It was like tips, but it was like aggressive. It was too much. It was a rum bucket, so a lot of room for...
Man, can we go... Next time we go out to drink, can we go somewhere that has rum buckets? I need a rum bucket.
It'll never be the same.
It'll never be the same, but I need a rum bucket.
But there's a time and a place for a woman that I'm sexually engaged with to maybe touch herself privately and then touch my drink, or put her finger in an ass and then grab ice out of my cup. As long as it's not a
greasy pussy that she's touching before she dips her fingers in my drink.
We almost did it. Imagine an episode where that doesn't come up.
My girl's so wet, but that pussy like grease.
Yeah, that's the most upsetting. I was like, what the fuck did that even come from? And I was like, Valet
helped us out.
That's all.
Did you see Valet has a new cover for V-Lone, and it's just him looking very beautiful?
Yeah.
I added it to my playlist for the third time off of the 30 different things, just so I can see his beautiful face come up on my shuffle.
I know. I like that.
Me out in V-Lone.
When he was talking about Womp Womp, I was like, what an adorable little man.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to build things with him. But yeah, I don't think...
maybe we can build our own cabin with Valet.
Yeah, one day. That's the goal.
A complete reconstruction of the cabin. Like
room for room.
I'm serious. Yeah. Room for room.
With the bar in it, because he wanted to build a bar.
Well, I mean, I think instead of another bedroom downstairs, I think we should create a third, deeper level that we can go.
Yeah.
So in the bathroom, how you kept looking in there, and instead of the heater,
to a bar.
it's stairs to a bar.
But then I look in it and it's still the fucking heater.
You're like,
and you guys are in the bar, and I'm like, I swear to God, all I see is a heater.
You can just hear us down there, and he's like, man, I'm so happy. He's just real quiet and sweet. He's like, Slim, I'm so happy we're hanging out. I guess you are my biggest fan. And like pats me on the back. You're like, no.
I'm tearing a heater apart. Bring him to
steam in your face. We're just actually upstairs in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's
like,
just completely
you're
different.
just drunk
I'm
and
just
let me filet.
I mean, I still, the morning we left when I was taking a shit, I still looked in that closet. I just don't believe it's a heater.
Nah.
7 times I looked in that closet.
I believe
all 7 times, heater. One day it won't be a heater.
One day it won't.
One day it won't be a heater. But I don't think at any place you should be masturbating. Imagine if I worked at a bar and I guess walk down, girl walks down, I have my chest out, not super offensive.
No.
Then I'm playing turn Japanese, they order a rum bucket, and they're like, oh, I like the song. And I'm like, I turned Japanese before I got here, and I put my hand in their drink. I would be arrested.
Yeah, you would be arrested for sexual assault, I believe.
Yeah.
Public shackles.
Put my rope hand into your rum bucket. Now it's a rope bucket.
Okay,
bitch.
so what's okay?
Slurp it away.
Did you see Alien Covenant at all?
No.
So there's a scene in the movie.
Describe it to me.
There's a scene in the movie where
no, the whole
movie,
thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so basically
double the length of this.
It's the 6th movie in the Alien franchise, directed by Ridley Scott.
I'm already out.
It's a 10-year
directed
later
by Riley Reid.
Yes, a 10 years.
She fucks the alien,
Yeah,
and the little head goes inside of her.
Yeah, but then it spits the
it's
acid
my
anyway, and her pussy starts melting.
Because she uses the N-word.
Fuck
So
yeah!
we kill
So it's
her,
her punishment.
'cause it's fucked up.
If you use the N-word, I'm gonna melt your genitals with alien blood.
I don't see a problem with that
At all.
Anyway.
All races should be melted with alien blood.
Yes, we will stand defiantly behind that.
There's a scene in the movie where someone gets infected with something, and what the guy does he hands him a drink and he has something on his fingertip and just like briefly daps it in before he hands it to the guy. So what would you prefer more? Having someone stick their fingers in your drink like that, or actually poison you by just touching it, but you see them tap it?
So would I rather drink like...
What is worse for you? Having someone stick their fingers in the drink like that, or as someone hands you a drink, you see them like do the finger thing?
And they poison me?
I mean, let's just say it's not poison. Let's just say their hands don't look clean, but they're not like filthy, you know?
I don't know, because
like, you know that look from
way...
You know that look from when you've been like working on a car and like you've washed a lot of the
your
grease
hands
off,
look
but your
like
hands
this,
are still
so
like
her hands can look like that.
But I mean, no, like when you've like tried to like get the grease off, but it's not like all the way off, and your hands are still kind of dark.
Fingernails.
Someone, like all grubby
Yeah.
and shit. Someone hands you a drink, and you see them just real quickly just like dip their fingertip in it.
I think that's worse somehow.
Yeah,
I want to.
Yeah, it's so much worse.
Yeah, it's actually
because at least if the fingers are getting dipped in, I feel like the fingers are.
Yeah, and it's like jovial, like
yeah. But if someone like is handing
like,
you a drink and they're like, "Here you go,"
then then I'm throwing it.
Yeah, back in their face.
Hopefully. One thing about the cabin, I like compulsively pick my nails. I've done it as long as I can remember. I don't even know what it is at this point. I'm
anxiety.
Just so riddled with anxiety. It's unbelievable. When I came back from the cabin, my nails were long. That's how I knew that I had truly avoided stress and anxiety. I had long nails, except my pinky. When we were driving at one point, I started picking at it because I was getting annoyed by the roads. But I was like, holy shit. Like, I didn't even think of anything.
So the second day that we were in the river, we kept digging our toes in the sand and stuff. When I looked at my feet later, they were so clean.
I know.
Like, very clean.
It was
like,
all the clams.
I feel like it was all the river mud and shit. Like all that clay washed away all the just dead skin and shit on my feet because like they just felt so nice.
Before I realized it was mosquito bites, I had worried the first night in the river drunkenly I had done something weird because that one toe specifically.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it could be mosquito bites off the rip like that. It ended up, I think, being that. But I was like, what was in the water that specifically got my what do you call it? Is that like an index toe? do you say that?
Is that the proper nomenclature for it?
I don't think so.
Ugh.
You do say pinky toe.
Yeah,
you don't say thumb toe.
You say big toe and
big
pinky
toe, pinky toe. Index toe?
Middle toe?
But it's not middle, technically.
Ring toe.
Yeah, ring toe would be next to the
index
pinky.
toe. It has to be the
It's
index toe.
Got to be index toe.
Someone,
so big toe, index.
It has to be called the index toe. This is my TED talk.
So big toe, index toe, middle toe, ring toe, pinky toe?
I feel like that's a good stance, and we will not budge on it.
Which one goes to the market?
The big one. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy cried, wee, 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 all the way
that
home.
Song. Ah, interesting. The more you learn. So yeah, everybody show us your index toes.
Yeah.
Are they longer than your big toe?
It's
Mine
a sign
inches
of royalty.
it out. Mine, yeah, I'm royal as fuck. But imagine, is that what like being rich and like happy is when like I didn't think about shit that
Yeah.
weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
nothing
like,
bad.
Just, like when your life is like it
like
was,
that weekend, like when we were driving, I was like, we're all gonna die if the
Yeah.
car go off the, all the normal catastrophic thoughts I've been told recently is what I deal with. That's
Yeah.
what that's called, catastrophic thoughts. I had those driving to and fro, but there in the river on
Nothing.
the cabin,
I think that's why I openly sobbed, because I suddenly felt comfortable
finally,
enough to
for the
let that
first
stress
time
go.
in your life, you felt completely okay.
Honestly, man, with every you know how my life's been this summer. It's
Great.
There's been a lot of shit.
It's been fantastic.
I haven't really like openly sobbed at all, and like I feel
Yeah.
like in the moment, just like I let a bunch of stress and like everything else go. Like I just remember the whole time we were there, I wasn't thinking about money or troubles or things.
You didn't have
like
to even buy
responsibilities.
anything.
Yeah, it's like
Didn't have
everything
to
was
do
just
shit.
there. We didn't
Yeah.
have to like go anywhere and do anything. Like everything was there. It
You
was
didn't have to fist fight anyone for once.
Just I want to go back so bad.
Oh, I know. Life is hell now.
If you would like to donate to the Dapper Dads going to the
Yeah,
cabin
go buy
every
t-shirts
weekend,
so we
buy
can
some fucking t-shirts.
Imagine one day when this gets popping and we're like Joe Rogan, we'll just have the cabin and it will become shitty because you know how you can't have something in excess, everything becomes bad. And then we'll be truly sad and then we'll off ourselves.
Yeah.
Murder, suicide pact
At the cabin?
at the cabin. Someone else will clean it up. Bye.